Hey, we got a balsa! Alright, so we are gonna take down this whole forest here. Oh, that was a pollinated leaf right there. Dang it! Oh well. We will come back to it. We're gonna take down the whole forest and we're gonna plant teak and balsa and shoot strictly for desert acacia. There's another pollinated leaf. Come here, buddy. Oh, it's got the mining speed decrease while you're flying, but that's okay. I think that's another pollinated one over there. Yeah, these guys are going now that I've got like a ton of... Okay, so what you want to do when you get a new sapling is you want to plant it, grow it, and then you want to hit it with the industrial grafter, because that guy ensures that you get a sapling back from every leaf. You have infinite saplings basically. Wow! That is a funky looking tree. So it just ensures that you don't have to go back and breed go through the whole breeding process again. You just, that is crazy looking. I like that tree. That would be a good tree to build under because everything is just so high up in the air. That was cool looking. You don't get many saplings back though. Huh. I don't like this magnet either. You have to like actually use it as an item. It doesn't automatically magnet stuff up. You have to actually right click to get stuff. Like, see? It doesn't just automatically do it. Unless I'm missing an option somewhere. But, okay, let's get a stack of these guys. And then we're good to go. Alright, so we're gonna plant the balsas around and in teak. That's gonna give us desert acacia, and that will be it goes so fast. That will be the completed we will be able to finally finish the mausoleum build. I'm super excited. I'm so sorry that it took me an extra 2 episodes to get through forestry sapling breeding to get there, but we are there. So that is awesome. Alright, I'm gonna get these guys planted. I will come back when we have desert acacia. There it is. Desert acacia. Oh yeah. Just throwing stuff on the ground again. Forever throwing stuff on the ground. Yeah, once you get these guys, good luck trying to do this without flight. I have noticed it does look like the lower leaves are the ones that convert. I guess the bees probably have a height limit, but just something to be aware of. If you're after these balsa trees, you're gonna want to have some form of maybe the climbing gloves or something to help you get up pretty high, because that is a distance there. I just grew and broke down a desert acacia sapling so that we can get more of it, but I also randomly got this Iroko sapling. I just broke a pollinated leaf kind of on my way out of the grove. And let's see what this gets. Ooh, that's a cool looking texture. I don't know if it would be too good to build with continuously because it's got all those division lines in it, but it is cool looking. You got all those guys now. Okay, so, ooh, that was a beautiful wood though. Look at the inside of that. Wow. That's bright. Does it yeah, it does. That is gorgeous looking. It's like orange red. That's cool. What can we do with orange red? I don't know. Maybe the witches? That is a pretty wood. Anyway, alright. I'm super excited because we can finally make those doors. Let's make the doors together and then slap them on to the mausoleum, and that will actually finish that build off. Alright, let's creep over here, take that guy out. How do we want them? Back here? Yeah. Oh, I thought they both opened. Or is it only with a pressure plate? Well, anyway, there we go. It is finally a finished build. If you are not sure about doing forestry, the woods, once you get them, all have EMC values, so you actually don't even have to set up a tree farm. You can just toss them into your table and then, you know, carry on with your life. So in order to get the poplar, let's see, poplar, we need an aspen tree, which is an alder and a beech, and an alder is a birch and a beech is an oak and a silver. So this is another chain, but I want to have it going already so that once we get to the creeper stage, we've got that wood available to us, and then any other woods that we may accidentally pick up along the way. Alright, so now that we've got everything, it is time to build those balconies, and then I'm gonna start working on the guardian farm. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but I personally think that is one glorious looking tree. So I was going for kind of a, like a willow type thing where it has a lot of draping, not vines, but vine-like elements to it, where, you know, the branches kind of come sweeping out and then grow fairly long, so they just have these like hanging, almost curtain-like leaves on them. I think I want to do an outward-facing arch here, and that will support a massive roof, of which I am not sure what kind of material I want to use. This was the pallet block that I was messing with, but I was using dark oak because that's the darkest thing that I had access to, but now that forestry seems to actually be taking off, I think I may wait out on that and use the actual ebony wood that I wanted, because it's almost black. It is a beautiful wood. I mean, obviously it's called ebony. It is a very pretty wood though, and I think that that's what I'm gonna use instead of the dark oak. A, because I always use dark oak, and B, because forestry, like I was saying, forestry seems to be actually progressing, and now that I have the jetpack, it's not so difficult. This is just glorious. It was so tedious and time consuming to place all of this stuff by hand, and now that I have the jetpack, I'm so happy. Now this is a very enjoyable build, so that was cool. But alright, I'm gonna get back to it. I think that's pretty good. You know, I can probably add on to this forever, but I don't want to ruin what I've got going on here. Oh, I don't know if I ever mentioned it. This is actually just one colossal lime tree. These are the silver lime leaves, and then this is the wood, the log version of the lime wood. Look! Look what just spawned! It's going a little weird. And it's the only one, but we've got a butterfly! Oh. Hello, butterfly. A black swallowtail. There's a cool looking butterfly. It's the only one that I've seen, but hopefully that means we'll start getting them. So maybe the way that you get butterflies is just to plant a ton of forestry trees. A ton. More than like 10. Yeah. We are definitely going to need a new power source. Oh, well, I'm just flaming idiot sometimes. This is not set to extract. We actually are not out of power. Well, we are out of power, but I took the conduit off of the face that was actually set to output, so all the dynamos just emptied of coolant and stopped working. We're fine on power, actually. We're just, you know, a bit of a derp right there. Oh, although it is nice to know that we are actually producing 5.1 thousand RF a tick with what we've got. So I think what I'm actually going to do is add 4 more dynamos right here, and yeah, just the 4, because I don't want to make that lopsided. I could move these back though. It's probably a better option. I'm gonna add 8 more dynamos to this setup and then see how the chickens do. Because yeah, we're still operating at a surplus, but I think it is a small surplus. So we're probably 1 or 2 more dynamos will even that out. So 4 more is probably going to start introducing a deficit, so I may have to pop a couple more chickens in there, but that is really not an issue. Alright, crisis averted. I got everybody put down, the 8 on the sides extra. Also, if you are making a similar setup to this and you have this redundancy right here, make sure that you put a fluid filter on this guy, otherwise it'll just fill up with gelid cryothium. So yeah, make sure that you put that in there. The way that you filter it, you just have to throw a bucket of whatever fluid in there. So just, you know, grab a bucket of lava out of the transmutation table, and that way that won't just fill up with your coolant. So that's how you fix it if you break your system with a derp. Hey, you know what else has an EMC value? Fireproof wood. Uh-huh. But how fireproof is the question. Well, it looks pretty fireproof so far. Let's see. I don't know if dirt can catch on fire. I don't think it can, but we shall see. Oh, it's not very fireproof. Oh, it's burning over there. It's burning, but it doesn't look like it's spreading. There are now 3 pieces on fire though. 4. What is that? You're all fireproof, aren't you? Oh, dirt can catch fire. Huh. Alright, I think it's coming along. I think I like it, and I can incorporate it into my idea on how we could actually get like a nuclear reactor and a wither farm into the story without breaking the lore. So my thought is this side of the base is going to be the nature-esque side, and we're going to be kind of like pushing into this area, and this side is going to be pieces of an old abandoned rundown city. And so this nature side is going to be kind of encroaching over, like trying to take back that side. And we could put blood magic over there, and over here we could put I was thinking of like a trade port, and on that trade port, because from one of the loot bags there was a soul vial with polar bears in it, and so I thought we could do some kind of airship with traders bringing in like exotic animals or something. So we'll have a trade port, and then we'll have the ruins of the city over here, and in those ruins there will be a barely functioning, you know, in quotations, barely functioning nuclear reactor, as well as some of the bigger and tech industries. I would like to get into immersive engineering. I really like the look of the cables more than anything, the wires running around, and the size of the machinery, and we could do a big tech build as well, as long as all of this is pushing this way, as you know, as long as we've got like pigs running through the streets or some, you know, bit of a abandoned city type thing. I don't necessarily want to go like post-nuclear, but just abandoned, something where tech was achieved and then forgotten about. So that's the plan, and I think that this works really well. So this is like, you know, the elements of life here with the water and the fire, and then that will bleed nicely over into the destroyed city. Maybe blood magic destroyed the city. I don't know. Alright, well, before I fill it up with water, here's what the initial build looks like. So I've got all kinds of prismarine. The frame is dark prismarine. Sea lanterns. I've got black concrete to look kind of like a fish tank sealant. And I've got sand, I've got regular prismarine, and I've got prismarine bricks, I believe. This is what this chisel is. I've got sandstone and a couple of different chisel types. And I've got the blue maho and fences. I was going to use it to actually build, but I used it for the roof, and it looks good in tiny amounts. So I used it in, like, you know, the skinniest pieces that I could, and very sparingly. There's only 3 little dabs of it here and there. There is Chisels and Bits. This is green terracotta to look like seaweed. And the starfish is redstone and honeycomb. And the octopus is redstone and terra steel for the eyes. And the seaweed is probably the biggest waste of all. That's diamond and cyanite and quartz on green terracotta to make the like gem seaweeds. Yeah, so that's the build. So I'm gonna fill it with water, and that's gonna just be really tedious, so I'm not gonna film that. This would be much easier if I'd gotten into Britannia first with the Rod of the Seas, but I don't have that, so since this is not a creative build world, I won't do that. I'm just gonna have to do it the hard way. So I will be back when I've got most of this filled and we are ready to put our guardians in. Oh, here's another tip for you. If you completely forget to add water to your Chisels and Bits water designs, you can easily correct it and it doesn't take a billion hours. You're gonna have to fix the original one, just like I showed you before with the connected plane. Then you get your positive design and you right click on the first one, and then you want to pull up your radial menu and go to additive, and that will not overwrite your design. It will just add in the that will not overwrite your design. It will just add in the Chisels bits for throughout the rest of that block. You'll notice that the directions of the blocks that I just put down, like this guy is facing this way, this guy is facing this way. When I added the bits to it, it didn't change the direction of it because it's not actually changing the block, it's just adding bits to the block. See, that guy's facing that way and it still added it perfectly fine. So if you forget to add water, that's how you do it. It's actually not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's a fairly small room and it fills in fairly nicely, so just line the edges here and then everything kind of fills in, and just do a quick fly around, make sure everything is a source block. We do not want any flowing water in here. Ugh, this would be a nightmare, just a lag machine. So yeah, 16 buckets, and then I just kind of like, you know, developed a system for how to refill everybody. Oh, that doesn't want to fill in. Yeah, and then it just kind of fills in. What is that? Why is that one block not... Is that a ghost block? Sigh. Of course, when I turn the recording on, I have an issue. I haven't had an issue this entire time. Oh, okay. So, Chisels and Bits in actually submerged water looks like trash. I'm gonna remove the water and see if it looks better just, you know, with the... It'll look like it's not actually in water, but maybe it'll actually render. Nope. That's chiseled. That doesn't have any water in the block, and it is just as foggy as the rest of them. Okay, well, lesson learned. Don't do this. Let's get these guys out of here. I think I started with probably the hardest habitat of them all. All that means basically is that this is gonna have to be decorated with full blocks, which is not impossible. But I wish I would have tested this before I spent like 2 hours on it. Okay, well, everybody's pulled out. I took the fences out too, so it didn't have that weird block breaking. It just looks a little barren. I don't know. I'm gonna go, cause there's nothing in the ocean in this version of mod. It's in the next version that has the fish and the kelp and the coral. Ah, well. That's not a huge deal. It's fine. Let's, I don't know, I wonder if I could do something out here. With, I don't know, we'll do something with these. We'll put them in like a little aquarium, or like a little 3-block aquarium or something. And then they'll all be up against the glass like this one, and then you'll at least be able to kind of see it, and it'll be a little contained thing. So it's not a huge deal. I will make use of some of these blocks. Oh man, the chisels and bits. It's like killing my frame rate when I look in my inventory. Alright, let's get rid of this. Alright, well, that's a little bit disappointing, but I think what I may do for this one in particular is maybe chisel the actual border with some aquatic life, and then I think that I started with the most difficult one, and I'm kind of glad that I did, because I don't think I would have I don't think I would have gone through with it otherwise. It looks okay, and it's lit up. There are blocks around. I wanted it to look, you know, like a proper aquarium with plants and whatnot. Oh, you know what? I could throw some leaves in there. Let's see what a leaf looks like in there, or if it just looks atrocious. Let's grab some shears and borrow from our tree of life here. Let's see if I can throw some plants in this way. Let's put them there and there. Can we see that, or does that look terrible? It still mostly looks terrible. Can't really see it. Alright, so really nothing goes in this. I'm very sad that it took me 2 hours to realize that, but that's okay. That's what I get for not testing it ahead of time, and it's just the way that it is. Alright, so now for the moment of truth. The other thing that I have not tested is whether or not these things can murder me through the hardened glass. So let's get a barrel, and we're gonna need some water. Alright, and then we're gonna need the mob imprisonment tool, because they're gonna spawn and then immediately try to kill me. So let's get the doll out. Protecting doll guardian. Alright, here we go. The moment of truth. Spawning. Oh, okay, it's got a spawn timer. Oh, don't die! No, come here! Alright, we got him. Oh, he's in there! Yay! Oh, you can't even hardly see him. He just he just popped down to the bottom. Well, he can see me, but why did he just drop down like that? Oh goodness. Are we, not only is this not going to be decorated, are they not gonna move? Oh, there you go. Oh, cool. He's moving. Yay. I think it's because he can detect me here. Okay, well, let's give him a buddy. Oh no, I forgot to put a name tag on him. Crap. I'm gonna have to get in there. So this is cool. So when we walk through here, he's just gonna, both of them are just gonna come right to the glass because they're gonna be able to detect us. And he's adding his own little decorations. He's got the little bubbles next to his tail. I should have built this in the next version, because, you know, the vents and all that, the stuff that adds, what is it, the stuff that adds, you know, like air bubbles, air pockets and stuff like that. This needs to be built in the next version, but we'll make it work in this one. And for now, I'm just gonna name them Guardian, and you guys, if you guys have names that you want on the Guardians, let me know. So far nothing's burnt down. That at least has gone right. Okay, so let's put him down, give him a name, pick him up. Okay. And then put him in there. Cool. Guardian 2 has a name. And you can't see it through the glass, so that's cool. Where's the other one? Did it despawn already? Oh no. Already? Jeez, that was fast. I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, there's just the one in there. Okay, they're in there. I wound up putting 4 of them in there because this is, because they're really hard to see with how dark it gets back there. So there are 4 guardians in there, and they're just kind of swimming around. Well, that's just saddening. The whole thing is saddening. It's cool that we've got them in there though. Up there, throw in 2 guardians and then the bees and a receiver to send items. So I'm gonna set that up really quick and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's done. It's interesting. It looks like the bees actually go under the apiary because they are pulling items off of these guys. Yeah, well, I threw this in here, but they are pulling stuff off of those guardians. Huh. Not very much stuff because they're out of range, but if we get a larger territory on our bees, they should be able to cover this entire area no problem. That's pretty cool. Well, there we go. There's an upside to this sad. The weird thing is that this actually looks better from above. I wonder if I should raise the platform rather than having it down on the ground to have it like midway. And then that way you're like looking down into the tanks. I may do that instead. That's pretty cool. Whoop. I think this looks better from above. You can see more of it. Okay, so one of the ways that we are going to salvage this build is... What? Okay, that was just a little bit of a visual bug. By decorating the frame, and I'm going to be using Binny's ceramic blocks to do that. So in order to get these blocks, all you need to do is put the flower into your inventory just like a vanilla flower would, and it will turn into a dye. And then you take that dye and you combine it with 3 pieces of clay and you will get a colored piece of clay. And then you just smelt the clay down like I just showed you, and then you've got these blocks. Now you can take this a step further. If you go over to a tile worker, which is from Binny's, you can, with this mortar, which is 4 pieces of clay around a gravel, which has an EMC value, you can throw this in here, any 2 in here, and you have all of these potential designs as to what your blocks will come out looking like. But you do need to use 2 of them. Oh, you can't use ones that you've already used. So you need to use 2 different colors, and like this won't make much of a difference because it's the same color. But that is how you get those really fancy blocks down here. You use a tile worker. You just have to make sure that you've got mortar in there and then 2 blocks of any different color types. Oh, okay. Well, we are not decorating with Binny's because it's not compatible with Chisel. Dang it! Time to find a new block. Oh, it is a happy, happy day. Our build is saved. Oh, I can't believe I didn't look for this first. So this guy, the colored block crafter, is freaking amazing in so many ways. It is very simple to craft. It's just 4 dyes, I guess these specific colors, around an iron ingot. And you have to have cobblestone and dyes in your inventory. And then you right click the ring and it creates, you can pull out any of these potential color blocks from the crafter. And all it's going to do is pull out stone and the appropriate dyes from your inventory to create that. So that is just so exciting. So we're going to take that block and a darker block. I think we're going to want something a bit aquamarine greenish, kind of, so something dark, since, actually let's do this color here. Something darker. I was going to use Ardite. I was like panicking. Didn't have the right color palette. But flat colored blocks to the rescue. You are my new favorite mod. I mean, I've played with this mod before, but I was really getting kind of bummed out with this build. Everything seemed to be going wrong, and then here at the end we have the grand savior. So this is what we are going to be building with. We're going to decorate the blocks, and look at that. It is in fact compatible with Chisel. Oh, glorious music, glorious angelic music. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get these designs in place, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the finished build as well as what the bee system is like up on top. And you will notice there's a little bit of a sneak peek right there as to what we've done. Alright, here we go. This is the completed decorative border. We've got some little gem-like things up there, a nice bright orange decorative piece. I don't know what that is. It's just a very simple stylistic design, something to give it a little bit of color in the otherwise extremely dark backdrop. You know, in looking at this, I think I may actually make this 3D. I think I may make those gems jut out a little bit so that it looks like it's kind of encrusted. I mean, these guys do drop prismarine, but I will do that in my own time between episodes. So here's the bee setup. It's very simple. It goes down 3 blocks into the tank, and I've just got the apiary right there. This is set with an Ender IO conduit, which is, you know, basic extract, always active. It's running into this chest on a priority 5, and I have a basic item filter set to the tax collector drone. And then over here, this is set to priority -5. So everything is going to try to go into this chest except for the drones, which are going to go into the trash can so that the apiary doesn't fill up with drones over time. And then the chest is connected to an importer filled with speed upgrades set to a network receiver like you've already seen. Now you do need a transmitter per receiver, so this I had to connect a second transmitter to my refined storage system downstairs. So remember, there's a couple flowers down there to make the apiary run, as well as the point, which is giving the apiary power. So that is the entirety of the bee setup. Incredibly simple and easy to use. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. That guy back there. I had a lot of fun. It was a very topsy-turvy type of episode. Lots of just shenanigans going on. But we managed to salvage the build. I think it came out really cool looking in the end. We've got all of our guys back there, and this is shaping up to be a really cute mob farm, and it's functional. Yay! Alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye!